with your favorite segment and the lovely and talented Susanna Baker with Arttalk. Susanna, how are you today, love?
Good morning. Very good, even though it's a rainy Tuesday. But, you know, there's a lot of sunshine happening here in this studio, that's for sure.
You're the best. You're the best.
I have this lovely lady she just gleams and brights up any room she walks in.
She's got a great smile, doesn't she?
She definitely does. And let me tell you, she has also a great mind. She is definitely an innovator of this community. She has been doing some fabulous things. We all know that the Greater Miami Convention Visitors Bureau has always been the platform and the ears and the eyes for the rest of the world to see what's happening in our magical city. But at the same token, there is a division in there that's run by a wonderful lady called Graylyn Swilley-Woods. And she's the executive director of the Black Hospitality Initiative of Greater Miami, which is an unbelievable division because when you think about how magical the city is, but it's not just all about the beach and nightlife. There's a lot of great neighborhoods and communities. And with that said, good morning, Graylyn.
Good morning, Susan.
Tell us a little bit about your mission and how you started this whole initiative of the Black History Initiative.
Okay, well, first, thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here. And the organization has been around for some time now. It started in 1991. After the boycott, there was a hospitality tourism boycott, and Nelson Mandela came to the city, and he wasn't given the recognition that he thought was deserving, and a boycott pursued it. And out of that was some good news. My office came, and we were able to establish scholarships to make sure that black students and other students who were underrepresented in the tourism and hospitality market had a place to go, and we provide 4-year scholarships, 2 at Miami-Dade College and the other 2 at Florida International University. We have an endowment there. So we've built a pretty good track record of making sure that we get professionals in upper management in the hospitality and tourism industry here.
Which is fabulous because, you really, through your program, you advocated on behalf of facilitating these efforts to bring economic development, talents and training, professional development, college access, all the scholarships, job connection. But I love, and my show Arttalk is from the canvas to the red carpet. It's all about art happenings, and I love the program that you started off recently through the I Believe, which is through the District 5, which Commissioner Spence Jones, at the Miami Cultural Experience, the Heritage Tour. That I love.
Yes.
It's, very close heart to home to me. So tell us about that.
That is really, really our latest effort. We launched it about a year ago. Look really deeper into our neighborhoods. So we came out with a campaign called Shop, Dine, and Explore. And we started off with a pilot effort with Little Havana, with Little Haiti, and Historic Overtown as our initial pilot communities. And we really discovered that people were really interested in not just coming to the beach, but we were interested in connecting to the culture and the people in the neighborhood. And what makes our effort so unique, I think, is that we get the local people to tell the story. So instead of having the tour bus ride through the community, when you get off, you'll be met by Tim Barber at the historic Overtown, or get off in Wynwood and meet up with Susan Baker, go to Little Havana and meet the residents there. So we've really made sure that.
And folks, that's one thing about the South Florida business show you love. I've always said that, and that's okay, love. One of the things that you have to love about our show, and I'll tell you a funny story, is that we always say anything can happen because we're live and unscripted. And on this show, it usually does.
Well, listen.
And I apologize. That was my cell phone, folks. So I apologize. I should know better because I'm the host of the show. You'd think I would have learned after a couple of years and shut it off. But What can I tell you? I
Listen,
apologize.
it sounded like it was an interval for a dancing show.
I thought it was actually. I thought it was
Graylyn
something.
to start singing.
I thought I had a shirt. You know the song. I don't know if you guys saw Greater Theater, Texas, where it talks about how this woman had this really nasty husband, and she said, "One day when you die, I'm going to sing a song." And it was a part of the play. She said, "Well, I feel a song coming on now," and I thought that's exactly what was going on. A song was getting ready to come on now.
Thank you.
Anyway, I gotta tell you, to go back to the story, Arttalk listeners, you know, this Discover Our Heritage is a fabulous idea. My fans already know that through the art experience, we've been doing this for 4 years in a whole different scenario, though it's mostly for the art connoisseur. Here, it's really for people that come from all areas of the world and the United States, and to learn about our communities. And even though we know that Miami is a melting pot of cultures, we have a very distinct communities that these cultures have made their homes. We know the Puerto Ricans go to Wynwood. We know in Little Havana are the Cubans. I mean, it's mixed, of course, but as a generality. We know that in Little Haiti, it's Little Haiti. But there are Jamaican cultures, Bahamian cultures, there are Nicaraguans. Everybody has mixed, of course. And so to actually see someone jump on a beautiful Miami trolley, which takes you back in time, to be told about, like Graylyn said, about the community from the locals that are there, to empower the businesses of these Caribbean-owned and Afro-American and Afro-Caribbean is wonderful. We all need it. And so I just say kudos to you.
Yeah, because I think, Susan, that was the whole impetus around the Heritage Tour, is that when we realized, one, that there are 1.5 million visitors every month in the city of Miami. That's huge numbers. That count annually to 12 plus million people. And in our heritage communities, that overflow of visitors just is not visible enough. And then we also observed in some of the neighborhoods, some of the restaurants virtually empty. And that really, really encouraged us to say, how can we make that happen? So along with Spence Jones, and we really wanted to thank the city trolley division for donating their buses or their trolleys to us, allowing us to connect to the meetings and the conventions that come to town. And we actually go to the beach where there's a relationship with those meetings and conventions and bring them to those neighborhoods for lunch, for dinner, for the tour. And we've seen some different economic impact from those neighborhoods. And we are told that the pride in those neighborhoods are increasing just tremendously. And we recently received $15,000 just 3 days ago from the Tourism Development Council.
Fabulous.
To add more art and entertainment. I think you would like that.
Oh, I love it.
So not only will they get tours, but when we get off, we can really employ some of the musicians to do some of the local music in those neighborhoods. We have a chance to access more greatly the art and museum. You know, we are doing a tour on the 26th that we are so excited about, that we are going to, for the first time, really do a grand tour for about 100 students that's coming from around the world to look at.
Which is absolutely fabulous, because
So,
everything goes back, you know, and that's what we love, you know, and we love working and supporting and helping any way we can. Like I said, you know, the art experiences is really committed to art, but definitely to the community. And one of the things that, you know, we have been doing is very same at heart as with your mission. So one of the good things when you see somebody who is a private business owner, a minority like myself, a woman, or anybody out there struggling for years with their businesses, and then when you see these major organizations like the Greater Miami Convention Visitors Bureaus and people passionate, Michelle Spence Jones' office, and the government getting involved to help, well, you know, that's when you know change is coming.
Yes. And I think that we are really uniquely positioned as a city. Heritage tourism is the fastest growing tourism sector in the world, all around the world, from Kenya to the Indian Ocean to Miami, Florida. People are really traveling with a different level of consciousness, not just to
Party.
consume,
Yes.
but to really protect. Ecotourism is also a part of what we do in our heritage tour. We're expanding now down to the southern part of the county, looking at the Biscayne National Park and as a historical destination. So anywhere you go in Miami, I think you will have the experience of all of these various mosaic cultures that we could really take advantage of and at the end of the day help financially sustain. I think that's really what we want to see the Heritage Tour do, is to educate, but at the same time, the visitor spending, that foot traffic,
Absolutely.
can just be Christmas
I have to tell
one
you,
day.
absolutely.
lunchtime.
I've been waiting for Christmas
Yes.
every month. All right, 4 years I walked my neighborhood and I could throw a
Absolutely.
bowling ball and not hit a
Absolutely.
person.
Absolutely.
You know, so we have been
Yes.
doing this
Yes.
and doing this, and we welcome the MiamiCulturalExperience.com. Anyone wanting to learn about this, see the Miami Cultural Experience from Little Haiti to historic Overtown, Little Havana. The story is told by the people from the community. Graylyn Swilley-Woods is the executive director of it, and you want to go to MiamiCulturalExperience.com. I am all about the arts. I'm all about entertainment. I am putting my assistants and guides into salsa classes as we speak,
Okay.
because you're going to get not only from my end all the history I can give for Wynwood in my section, but we're going to be doing some salsa steps with it.
Good. And you know what? We've just observed, I saw 2 job announcements come across as a result of this heritage tourism. They're looking for docents. So if there's somebody that's interested in becoming a tour guide, there's 2 positions open. I just got one, the monastery is looking for a guide, and we're working with that, as well as Historic Overtown. And I'm going to leave my number for you.
Please, say it right now.
305-539-3126. I'll say that again. 305-539-3126.
Thank you, Graylyn, for being on this show, MiamiCulturalExperiences.com.
Perfect.
I like the way you